Hey everyone, welcome back to SpeakNext English Podcast. I'm Sophia.
Hello, dear friends. I'm James, and we are so happy you're here today.
Seriously, every time you show up, it genuinely makes our day so much better.
If you're new here, please subscribe to our channel right now, please.
Hit that bell so you never miss our conversations and lessons together.
And to all our amazing returning listeners, welcome back. We missed you so much.
Today's topic is something that surprises almost every English learner when they first hear it.
We're telling you today that you might actually be too polite in English.
Wait, is being too polite actually a real problem? That sounds so strange.
It really is a problem, and today we're going to prove it to you completely.
James, have you ever been in a situation where someone was overly polite with you?
Oh, all the time. I had a coworker who was an English learner years ago.
What did they do that was too polite? Tell us the full story.
Every single email started with, "Dear James, I sincerely hope this message finds you well."
Oh no, that's extremely formal for a casual internal office email between colleagues.
And every request was like, "I would be most grateful if you could possibly help me."
That sounds like a letter to royalty, not a message to a work colleague, honestly.
It created this weird formal distance between us when we just needed to work together.
That's the hidden problem with over-politeness. It actually pushes people away from you emotionally.
Instead of feeling warm and friendly, it feels cold and stiff and very unnatural.
So being too polite actually has the opposite effect of what learners are trying to achieve.
Exactly. You want connection, but the formal language creates unnecessary distance and awkwardness instead.
Now let's understand why so many English learners end up being overly polite in conversations.
The main reason is that language schools and textbooks teach very formal, polite English consistently.
They worry that teaching casual speech will lead to rudeness or inappropriate communication mistakes.
So they play it safe and teach the most formal version of every possible expression.
But the result is learners who sound like Victorian-era letters instead of modern human beings.
Victorian-era letters, that's such a perfect description of overly formal English, honestly.
Like you're writing with a quill pen instead of texting on your smartphone today.
Now let's look at specific situations where learners are too polite and how to fix it.
Starting with the most common one, asking for things in everyday casual situations daily.
Textbooks teach, "Could you please be so kind as to pass me the salt?"
And while that's grammatically perfect, it sounds completely unnatural at a dinner table, honestly.
Real people say, "Can you pass the salt?" Or even just, "Salt, please," informally.
The short version isn't rude at all, it's just natural and appropriate for the context.
Context is everything in English. The same request can be formal or casual depending on situation.
With your boss, you might say, "Could you help me with this when you have time?"
But with a close coworker, you'd just say, "Hey, can you help me with this?"
The hey at the beginning immediately signals casualness and friendliness without being disrespectful at all.
Learners often drop the hey because it seems too informal or even slightly rude to them.
But without it, you might actually come across as cold or abrupt to native speakers.
Isn't that interesting? Trying to be polite can actually make you seem less friendly overall.
That's the beautiful irony of over-politeness in English that learners need to understand completely today.
Now let's talk about another huge area, apologizing too much in everyday conversation.
Oh, this is such a big one. Over-apologizing is so common among English learners everywhere.
What do you mean by over-apologizing? Can you give us some clear examples right now?
Sure, imagine you want to ask your teacher a simple question after class ends today.
A learner might say, "I am so terribly sorry to bother you at this moment."
And the teacher is just standing there thinking, why are you apologizing to ask a question?
Exactly. A simple, "Excuse me, quick question" is all you actually need in that moment.
Or even just, hey, do you have a second? Which sounds completely warm and natural.
The excessive apology before every request signals insecurity rather than politeness to native speakers.
It can make people feel like they're intimidating you when they have no such intention.
And then they feel awkward and uncomfortable too, so nobody ends up feeling good, honestly.
Now let's talk about how overpoliteness affects your ability to say no to people.
Oh, this is such an important point that a lot of people really need to hear.
Many learners say incredibly long, complicated sentences trying to decline something or say no gently.
Like, I am terribly sorry, I would love to assist you, but unfortunately I find myself unable at this time.
When a simple, I can't make it, sorry, or I'm busy that day is completely fine.
The long version actually makes the other person feel worse because it emphasizes the rejection more.
A clean, simple, warm no is actually kinder than a long, elaborate, refusal-filled apology, honestly.
Let's practice this. If someone invites you to a party you can't attend this weekend,
Instead of, I am so deeply sorry I cannot attend your wonderful gathering this Saturday evening,
just say, oh, that sounds fun. I can't make it though. Have a great time.
see how the second version sounds friendly, genuine, and completely normal in everyday English conversation?
It acknowledges their event positively but declines clearly without excessive apologetic language around it.
The warmth comes from, oh, that sounds fun, not from multiple layers of formal apology language.
Now let's talk about something that surprises many learners. Being direct can show respect, too.
Yes, many cultures teach that directness is rude, but in English culture, it often shows respect.
It respects people's time by getting to the point without unnecessary potting around your message.
It respects their intelligence by assuming they can handle a straightforward, honest answer from you.
And it shows you're comfortable enough with them to speak naturally without performing extreme formality.
There's actually a term for the kind of relationship where directness is welcomed and appreciated.
What term is that? I'd love to know the right English vocabulary for this concept.
It's called being on familiar terms with someone, meaning you're comfortable and relaxed together.
Oh, that's a great phrase. We're on familiar terms, so I'll be direct about this.
Or, feel free to be direct with me, we're on familiar terms after all.
Using this phrase signals to others that you want natural communication without excessive formality.
Now, let's talk about workplace over politeness because it has some really specific and interesting patterns.
Email is where workplace over politeness shows up most dramatically and most often for learners.
You mentioned your colleagues' emails earlier, but let's dig deeper into email language now.
Sure, overly polite emails often start with something like, I hope this email finds you well.
Which has become so overused that many people actually find it quite hollow and meaningless now.
Really? So even native speakers are moving away from that phrase in modern communication?
Definitely. Modern professional emails are much more direct and conversational than traditional ones were.
So instead of, I hope this email finds you well, I am writing to inquire about.
You might just write, Hi James, quick question about the project timeline for this month.
That gets right to the point while still being friendly and professional at the same time.
The Hi James shows warmth, and the direct approach shows respect for their busy schedule.
What about email sign-offs? Because learners often use very elaborate closings that seem outdated, honestly.
Like, yours sincerely and with the greatest respect at the end of a regular work email?
Exactly. When a simple thanks or best or cheers is completely appropriate.
Cheers is especially popular in British English as a warm, casual, professional email closer today.
And in American English, thanks or best regards works for most professional situations perfectly well.
The elaborate Victorian closings make emails feel like legal documents rather than professional communications.
Now, let's talk about making requests in person because that's different from email politeness too.
When you're face-to-face with someone, your tone and expression do a lot of the work.
So you don't need as many polite words because your voice and face are already communicating.
A smile and "can you help me find this" is genuinely friendlier than a flat voice saying something very formal.
That's such a good point. Nonverbal communication carries so much of the politeness message already.
Learners sometimes over-rely on formal words because they're nervous about their tone or pronunciation.
But a warm smile and simple English will connect better than perfect formal sentences without emotion.
Now let's discuss something called hedging, which is a specific form of over-politeness in English.
Hedging, that's a term I've heard, but I'm not entirely sure what it means in this context.
Hedging means softening everything you say so much that your actual message becomes unclear.
Oh, like adding so many qualifications and softeners that nobody knows what you actually want.
Exactly. Like, I was just maybe wondering if perhaps you might possibly have a moment sometime.
By the time you finish that sentence, the person has completely forgotten what you asked.
The message drowns in all the softening words surrounding it, and the meaning gets lost entirely.
Compare that to do you have a moment, which is clear, friendly, and completely appropriate.
Simple is better. You can always add when you're free if you want to soften it slightly.
Do you have a moment when you're free achieves politeness without sacrificing clarity at all.
That clarity is actually what makes communication feel respectful in English speaking culture specifically.
Now, let's discuss compliments because learners sometimes get too polite when receiving compliments too.
Oh, yes, this is a cultural thing that confuses many learners from different backgrounds significantly.
In many Asian cultures, deflecting or denying compliments shows humility and is very respectful.
But in Western English speaking cultures, denying compliments can seem awkward or even slightly rude.
Like if someone says, I love your presentation, and you say, no, it was terrible, really bad.
The person who complimented you now feels confused and slightly bad for saying something nice.
They were trying to connect with you positively and you rejected their connection unintentionally.
The natural English response to a compliment is a simple, warm, "Thank you so much."
Or, that means a lot, thank you, which accepts the compliment without seeming arrogant at all.
You can even add, "I worked really hard on it," which shares context without denying the compliment.
That response feels genuine, humble, and appropriately accepting all at the same time, naturally.
Now let's practice some real scenarios to make everything we've discussed super practical for everyone.
Yes, role-play situations are always so helpful for making language stick in your memory.
Okay, scenario 1. You want to get past someone blocking your way in a store aisle.
An overly polite learner might say, I am so terribly sorry to disturb you, please excuse me.
But the natural, real English is just, "Excuse me," with a friendly tone and quick smile.
Short, clear, and completely appropriate. No excessive apology needed for a normal, everyday situation.
Scenario 2. Your food order at a restaurant came out wrong, and you need to address it.
Over polite version, I am dreadfully sorry to bother you, but I believe there may be a small mistake with my order perhaps.
Natural version, "Excuse me, I think there's a mix-up with my order. I ordered the pasta."
See how the second version is clear, friendly, and completely normal without all that apologetic hedging?
The restaurant staff can understand you immediately and fix the situation quickly and efficiently.
Scenario 3, you want to disagree with a colleague's idea in a team meeting at work.
Over polite version, "I am so sorry to say this, but I humbly and respectfully wonder if perhaps another approach might be considered."
Natural version, I see it a little differently actually. What if we tried this approach instead?
That natural version is confident, friendly, and collaborative all at the same time, perfectly.
It shows you have ideas and opinions without being aggressive or dismissive of their suggestion.
The actually softens it slightly, while the "I see it differently" is clear and direct simultaneously.
These small phrases do incredible work in making your English sound natural and appropriately assertive.
Now let's talk about what appropriate politeness actually looks like when it is genuinely needed.
Because we're not saying politeness is bad, we're saying calibrate it to the actual situation.
Formal politeness is absolutely right in job interviews, and you should definitely use it there.
When meeting your partner's parents for the first time, formal politeness shows respect perfectly there.
When writing to a government office or official institution, formal language is completely appropriate always.
When complaining to a business about a serious issue, formal polite language strengthens your position.
In these high-stakes formal situations, the elaborate polite language serves a real practical purpose.
But for everyday casual interactions, friendly, direct, natural communication works so much better, honestly.
The skill is reading the room and knowing which level of politeness the situation actually requires.
That's actually one of the most advanced and impressive skills any English learner can develop.
You can be appropriately formal when needed and naturally casual when that's what fits the situation.
This flexibility is what separates truly fluent English speakers from textbook perfect but robotic communicators.
Now let's talk about one final area, expressing opinions and being too polite about your views.
Oh, yes, this shows up constantly when learners share opinions in conversation or discussions.
Over polite opinion sharing sounds like, I'm not sure if I'm qualified to say this, but maybe.
When you can just say, I think, or in my opinion, or honestly, I feel like.
These phrases introduce your opinion naturally without undermining yourself before you've even started speaking.
I think is one of the most powerful little phrases in conversational English communication, honestly.
It signals, here comes my personal view, and invites discussion without sounding uncertain or unqualified.
Starting with I think is confident, natural, and used by everyone in casual English all the time.
Compare, I think we should take a different approach with all those hedges we showed earlier.
The first version is clear, direct, and collaborative, while the hedged version is unclear and forgettable.
All right, everyone, let's wrap up this amazing conversation about being too polite in English today.
We covered so much over apologizing, hedging, formal emails, compliment responses, and calibrating politeness levels.
The big takeaway is that natural, direct English actually creates more warmth than excessive formal politeness.
Simplicity, directness, and warmth combined together create the most effective and natural English communication.
Read the room, match your language level to the situation, and trust simple, clear English always.
If this episode was helpful and eye-opening for you, please give it a like right now.
Subscribe to SpeakNext English Podcast so you never, ever miss our valuable conversations together.
Share this with an English learner friend who might be suffering from over-politeness right now.
Leave a comment telling us one situation where you've been too polite in English before.
We genuinely love reading your comments, and they help us make better content for you.
Thank you so much for being here with us today at SpeakNext English Podcast, everyone.
Take care, be naturally friendly, and keep improving your English every single day, consistently.
Goodbye, dear friends, and remember, being real is always better than being overly formal.
Bye-bye, everyone. We will see you in the very next episode together soon.